welcome back to Chow with Chow. I'm Katie, and today we're making a Chinese pork rib noodle soup in the Instant Pot. This soup has a really clean flavor made with just a couple of ingredients. It's perfect for a cold winter's day or when you're feeling a little under the weather. We're adding in some ginger, and it's going to be a little bit sweetened with some dried honey dates. To start off, we're going to be using a rack of ribs that we've had cut into about thirds. So it's a whole rack of ribs and they just cut it bone-wise in thirds so we can have these little sections here. If you don't happen to have this at your grocery store, you could ask your butcher to cut it for you, or you could use the whole rib if you'd like. And you can use a baby back rib or spare ribs. It's all good. We're going to just cut it into little sections so each chunk will have one bone in it. And now if you've ever seen our other videos, as always, we want to toss these into some boiling water and blanch them a little bit so we can get rid of any impurities. Now while these ribs are blanching for a couple minutes, we are going to hydrate our mushrooms and our wood ear. So I have some wood ear. My grandma got me this. And we're just gonna add about a half cup. It depends on if you like the flavor and texture of wood ear, but these are going to expand. It's a type of fungus and it is a little bit crunchy and adds a lot of good flavor in soups. We just wanna add some hot water over the top and let them hydrate. We're also going to hydrate our shiitake mushrooms. So I have a pack of shiitakes. Again, it depends on how big your shiitakes are. Mine are quite small, so I'll add a couple of handfuls. Just a couple more. And we're going to add some hot water right over the top. That was the hardest part of this recipe because now all we have to do is throw everything into our Instant Pot, cap it up, and say goodbye. And to the Instant Pot, we are going to add some carrots. You can add some daikon as well. We've just peeled them and cubed them up into little 1-inch pieces. I'm adding in some scallions and ginger. I like to keep my peels on my ginger because I think it adds a lot more flavor. Just make sure to scrub them really well. And I also reserved a couple of green onion tops. That way we can garnish it on the top later. And now for our secret ingredient. This is actually recommended from Vincent's mom. Her soups always had this really nice sweetness to them. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's your secret? And she finally told me it's these hard honey dates. They're these big dates and they have been dried in sugar and they're nice and sweet. And they just basically break down into the soup and add just a really, really subtle sweetness to them. So I love adding them, but just one is enough or you'll have a sweet soup. I see this wood ear has expanded as well. So we can just fish this out of the water and toss these in as well. Lastly, let's check out our shiitake mushrooms. So we use the dry ones. If you happen to have fresh ones, you could use that as well. We're adding this in now. Right before we put this lid on, we're just adding in our water, and that is it. So easy. We're going to cook this on the soup setting. Stew for 30 minutes and let it naturally release at the end. This just finished up and I let it naturally depressurize for a couple minutes. Ooh! Oh, smells amazing. So clean and fragrant. Now we just need to add some salt. So this is a totally clear broth and we have added no salt yet. Now what I've learned from Samin Nosrat on salt, fat, acid, heat is as we've added salt, we're actually enhancing all the flavors of the ingredients that we have in here. It also makes the soup taste even better and a little sweeter. Like right now, it still tastes a little bland, so I'm gonna hit it with some more salt. Now this may look like I'm adding a lot of salt, but what I'm adding is kosher salt, and the grains are a lot bigger than regular salt, like table salt, so it's actually less salty. Oh, so much better. Now let's add a little bit of white pepper as well to add a little bit of warmth to our broth. Oh, that's amazing. Now I wanted to share with you my favorite noodles. These are from Taiwan, they're hand-pulled noodles, and you can get them in different thicknesses and widths. but I like mine a medium weight. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a big bowl. Oh, that looks outstanding. I'm gonna hop right in there and get a big bite. Oh, amazing. So cozy and warm. Perfect with some noodles. Fall off the bone tender. Ugh, so good. And the broth has like a really subtle flavor of the sweetness from those dates. This is a healing bowl of soup. And just a reminder, if you don't taste that zing and if you feel like the soup is a little bland, just add a little bit more salt in there and that'll really enhance the flavors. Let's try a little more too, a little woodier. Crunchy, I love it. And I love dipping these in a little bit of soy sauce, sesame oil, and chili oil. If you're looking for something quick and easy that will warm your soul right up, check out this recipe, and all the information is found in the recipe link below on chowwithchow.com. Thanks again so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I can't wait to see y'all make this next time. Cheers, have a good one.